This is Mac OS Ken.
More on the possible satellite iPhone. iPad production is back in full swing, and positive takes from the financial front. It is Tuesday, the 30th of August, 2022. I'm Ken Ray, and this is news from Mac OS Ken, brought to you by yours truly and sponsored by BetterHelp Online Therapy. Get 10% off your first month at betterhelp.com/macosken. This show is also supported by people like you, patrons through Patreon. Find out more and add your support at patreon.com/macosken. It looks like all we need for satellite communication in iPhone 14 and iPhone 13 is for somebody to go in on it with Apple. Not kidding. TF International analyst Ming-Chi hit it with a 10-point Medium post on Monday, full of some stuff that was encouraging and some that was kind of disheartening. Let's lead with the good. Satellite communication is good to go for iPhone 14 and, it seems, iPhone 13. The past phone news is kind of surprising. In that point, the analyst says, I learned that Apple had already completed the hardware development of satellite communication in the iPhone 13. The lack of support is because the business model had not been negotiated. That appears to be the only sticking point for iPhone 14 as well. Like most, the analyst sees Globalstar as Apple's most likely satellite partner. Will the world get a satellite iPhone announcement at next week's Far Out media event? While Apple's star-studded invitation might make one think so, Ming-Chi is playing that one safe. Hard to predict precisely when the iPhone will offer satellite communication service, writes the analyst, but I believe it will happen eventually. Here's hoping. I mentioned a disheartening part of his post. Yeah, the very first point in his list. The increasing frequency of natural disasters and geopolitical conflicts in recent years will likely make emergency texting and voice services via satellite communications a must-have smartphone feature. How's your day going? I got a couple of headlines around iPad production on Monday that left me scratching my head. You may remember reports from a couple of weeks ago that had iPad production grinding to a halt in China's Sichuan province. The government there shut down all manufacturing as temperatures soared over 105 degrees Fahrenheit and power for air conditioning for citizens was prioritized over power for factories. That was supposed to stretch until the 20th of August, though shutoffs went longer than that. At least some factories are back up and running now, and conditions under which they reopened led to confusing headlines. One from Apple Insider said, Foxconn reopens iPad plant with priority power grant from China, while another from 9to5Mac said, Apple supplier Foxconn, Toyota, restarts Sichuan plants as heat wave eases. Funny thing is, they were both working from the same source, a piece from Nikkei Asia. That piece says, both. That the heat wave has broken and that authorities appear to be supplying Foxconn, also known as Hanhai Precision Industry, with power on a priority basis, taking into consideration the economic impact on the region. According to the report, the Chengdu factory of Foxconn, which assembles iPads for Apple, began to operate at normal capacity again on Thursday, the 25th of August, a person close to the factory confirmed. Lead times for Apple products are looking pretty good, iPad not included. That is the word from JP Morgan's Global Product Lead Time Tracker, according to a piece from Apple Insider. It makes sense that iPad waits would be long. It's been hot in China, don't you know? Otherwise, the piece says lead times for orders generally moderated or remain stable for all product categories. Off the shelf, you're looking at roughly a week for a Mac, according to JP Morgan. The wait for Apple Watch is about 4 days. The wait for an iPhone is a couple of days, and the wait for a pair of AirPods is down to a single day. A couple of points of note. First, these are global average wait times. Your mileage may vary depending on where you measure those miles. Second, it's all about to get chucked out the window. Apple will almost definitely announce new iPhones and Apple Watches next week. Once orders begin, waits for those will likely stretch out weeks, as they do every time new iPhones and Apple Watches are introduced. That said, the current wait time for various products is not useless information. If we can be relatively certain that Apple's supply chain is running smoothly, wait times for new products will probably be read as indicative of demand rather than a hard-to-read mix of demand and supply chain issues. iPad not included. A note of praise for Apple and its CEO from Wedbush analyst Daniel Ives on Monday. Apple 3.0 ran part of a note he wrote wherein he predicted strength for iPhone 14 with a side of, "Can you believe Cook & Company pulled it off?" On the phone, the analyst says he and his are still looking for a 90 million unit launch, about even with last year's iPhone 13 launch. They believe that the Pro and Pro Max phones will see a price increase of $100, and they see a run of about 220 million upgrades in fiscal year 2023, driven by pent-up demand, though held down a bit by general macroeconomic concerns. As for the praising, Ives' note says despite the zero COVID shutdowns in China that disrupted the Asia supply chain across the board in March through May and caused some white knuckles on Wall Street, Apple CEO Tim Cook yet again navigated Cupertino through the storm and now is set for another flagship iPhone upgrade cycle. Mr. Ives has an outperform rating on Apple shares. His price target on the shares is $220. More news in a moment, but first a word from today's sponsor, BetterHelp. I had a moment of clarity yesterday. For me personally, things are good. I don't say that to brag. I haven't hit enlightenment or anything. I don't always feel this way, but I just had a moment when I realized things are good. If accessing that feeling is a problem for you, or if you have problems that keep things from being good, a therapist can help you become a better problem solver, and there are tons of therapists waiting to help through BetterHelp. I like how easy BetterHelp makes the whole process. You answer a few questions ranging from what you want to work on to the type of therapist you want to work with, and BetterHelp finds the right therapist for you. And if they're not the right therapist for you, switching is amazingly easy. Had it happen to me once, ended up with a much better therapist for me. And you don't have to go anywhere. BetterHelp sessions happen on your phone, your computer, your tablet, whatever's most comfortable for you. You're not limited to who's in your area. If you've got a device and an internet connection, BetterHelp is available. When you want to be a better problem solver, therapy can get you there. Visit betterhelp.com/macOSKen today to get 10% off your first month. That's betterhelp.com/macOSKen. betterhelp.com/macOSKen. And thanks to BetterHelp for sponsoring today's show. As the days get shorter, the betas go higher. MacRumors says Apple on Monday seeded the 8th beta of iOS 16 to developers. That seems to have been the only one to hit at the start of the week. Both developers and public testers can likely anticipate release candidates for iOS 16, tvOS 16, and watchOS 9 in the next week or so. Expectations are that Apple will announce a release date for those 3 operating systems at next week's Far Out media event. While Boot Camp may be out of the public consciousness, it has not fallen off Apple's radar. Boot Camp is the software that lets Intel-based Macs run Windows. Just last week, we heard word that Apple had issued a minor bug-fixing update for the software. Now a piece from MacRumors says Boot Camp 6.1.19 brings even more bug fixes, including tweaks to the Precision touchpad driver. If you're a Boot Camp user, you probably know how to update it. Just in case, though, MacRumor says Boot Camp users can navigate to the Start menu in Windows and open the Apple Software Update app to install the new Boot Camp drivers. More free Apple TV Plus. On the try before you buy side, a piece from iLounge says both Roku and Samsung are making the Cupertino streamer available for free for 3 months. Between now and the 28th of November, the piece says Samsung customers and owners of new smart TV models from 2018 through 2022 can receive a free trial for 3 months. All they need to do is open the native Apple TV Plus app from their TVs and follow the on-screen instructions to redeem the offer. While the report does not make it clear, one assumes that the Roku offer must be similar. Made through the Apple TV Plus app on Roku-powered televisions and streaming devices. The post simply has Roku saying that new subscribers get the service for 3 months without a charge. After the free trial, charges kick in at the usual $4.99 per month. From free trial to add-on, a piece from MacRumors says T-Mobile is now including Apple's streaming service in one of its cellular plans, or will be starting tomorrow, the 31st of August. According to that report, T-Mobile is adding an Apple TV Plus subscription to its Magenta Max plan, giving eligible T-Mobile customers unlimited access to Apple's original content. For regular Magenta customers, they're on an extended try before you buy. Those users have access to 6 months free of Apple TV Plus, according to the report. And finally today, back to school time means back in front of the television apparently. Apple TV Plus released an absolutely daunting list of new shows for young ones between now and year's end. They include yet another round of previously released Peanut specials, 8 titles in there, none of which I remember. The first season of the previously announced series Sago Mini Friends, the second season of Wolf Boy and the Everything Factory, the second season of Get Rolling with Otis, the second season of Hello Jack, The Kindness Show, the third season of Ghost Rider, and 3 more new shows, Slumberkins, Circuit Breakers, and Interrupting Chicken. Most of them look annoyingly cute, though being a sci-fi guy, Circuit Breakers piques my interest. According to its description, Circuit Breakers is a half-hour futuristic anthology series that tackles kid-relatable issues through a sci-fi lens, but not everything is as it seems, and their curiosity leads to chaos. That one premieres on the 11th of November. Overall, you're looking at 4 premieres in September, 2 in October, and 3 in November. I'll have a link to descriptions for the rest of the shows and their premiere dates in this story on macosken.com. macOS Ken, brought to you by me and sponsored by BetterHelp Online Therapy. Get 10% off your first month at betterhelp.com/macosken. This show is also supported by people like you, patrons through Patreon. Find out more and add your support at patreon.com/macosken. Advertising handled by Backbeat Media. Online at backbeatmedia.com. You can reach me a couple of ways. Info at macosken.com or call 716-780-4080. Until next time, that is news from macOS Ken. I'm Ken Ray.
Ciao.